So what kind of telephone do you guys have?
BlackBerry.
BlackBerry? HTC, which one? Design. What do you have? iPhone. So we all have like telephones, smartphones. 90% of the hardcore gamers in Germany have very expensive smartphones. 80% have iPhone 4 or Samsung Galaxy F3. So what do you do with your smartphone? You go to work, you plug in a USB cable into your smartphone, you put it somewhere, and only if somebody calls you, like talk to you, or you have to send messages, you use your very expensive smartphone. So we thought we need to get something more interesting out of this very expensive device you bought. So that was basically our idea about the RoCCat Power-Grid. We thought, why not taking your smartphone in order to command your PC and your PC gaming? And yeah, that's when we started, like 1.5 years ago, to build the architecture based on the RoCCat Talk protocol to make it possible that your computer can communicate with any smartphone in the world, using it as a display, using it as a command center. We have seen recently technology from our competitors, from the Greek competitors, who are building in smartphone technology into a keyboard, making it very limited, first of all, to their products, but making it also very limited to certain games. We think this doesn't make sense because it's a very expensive thing you pay, and it's a very limited functionality. Then you see, for example, Logitech using this very expensive display, like for G19. There's only like one-way communication. It's just expensive, but it's not really giving you a certain comfort. So that's why we thought, hey, especially in gaming, I'm not talking only about how to use it or to charge it. Charging is something very normal, but in gaming, how can we get a user and they can get a big benefit of using smartphones? So our first idea when we started was the so-called incoming set. I'll just give you a typical thing is you play a computer game like LOL or World of Warcraft or Raid, and you hear all the Skype messages, coming through your head like that. Or hear some other TeamSpeak message sound, or you don't even know who you talk to on TeamSpeak, all this kind of problems where you basically, a lot of different communication channels try to talk to you, and you're in the problem to differentiate between what's important, what's not important. This incoming tab in our RoCCat Power-Grid application will tell you who's talking to you, and you can decide by yourself, is there something important I need to think about, or is it not important. So you can also filter messages. You can only show certain messages. For example, if you only want to see TeamSpeak, who's talking in TeamSpeak to me, you can simply put your finger on TeamSpeak, and you see only people talking in TeamSpeak to you. We thought it's a nice idea to be connected, but it could be also a nice idea to monitor all your PC peripherals. So how about seeing all your CPU cores, the heat, the RAM info, the net usage. So all the times when your game becomes laggy, you don't know why it lags. So this application, the monitor, will tell you exactly what's basically happened. If you want to install net packs, you will know exactly what kind of hard drive will give you the best space for that without running out of virtual memory. So you can even set timers. So if you want to monitor your pizza, which is in the oven for 15 minutes, it's very easy to do by this too. So very helpful. But we thought monitoring is nice, why don't you control? So one of the most important things is always sound control for games. You have different applications with different sound levels, with different sound volume. You have different things to mute, microphone, music, master mute. You have the problem of microphone boost, so you don't want to work yourself through all this, registry settings to get into the microphone boost. You want to maybe control your media player or your whatever player. Skip forward, choose the next song. But what's the most interesting part of this is, let's say the real innovation is, this will show you all different audio channels which are basically active in the mixer. So you can decide by yourself while you're in the game. You can change the sound level, maybe because you want to hear Skype a little bit louder and less music or less game sound. So you can basically change this application. And we thought control is nice, but if you can control, why not command? So why not? A lot of people tell me, oh, that looks like the Optimus keyboard. Yeah, it's not. It's a smartphone display, so it's not a keyboard. But it's much easier for people to remember macros and stuff like this if it's like mentioned in a name or it's just like a small picture. So you can put maybe not the macros you really need to reach immediately, like on a mouse or next to your keyboard, but a lot of things you need to do, like inventory or maps and whatever. Have strange combination on your keyboard, you can easily put on this. Or you make some yourself, like have a pizza website, your favorite, go to options menu, chat with some people on a special client, And commanding only makes sense if you also have the possibility to basically build your own grid. So this is the most powerful part of the thing. Is you can make your own grid for whatever you want. I have my own grid in the office, so I have a lot of applications to start every day, like work, these kind of boring things. But also, my favorite websites. I just press one button and all favorite websites goes on. Wherever I take my phone, they are with me. So I have a clock inside. I have whatever keeps me functions. My graphically designers use this for like controlling Photoshop, for example. Some in our office do have like special games they play, so they compile these kind of things. So you can easily, with the grid builder we have in the application for the PC, you can easily build your grid out of these blocks and make your own custom tab. But this is only funny if you can also share this kind of thing. So if you want to make one for your guild or for your class, for your priest, for your whatever, you build one and you can easily give it to someone else. So that is basically the idea about the application.
Which platforms will be available?
It will be available after public beta for iOS first. So public beta will be about 1 month. I hope so. It will start in 2 weeks, so I think they will not. We are pretty aware. You will see the system live. So it will be available for iOS devices, including iPod Touch, which is very nice because I believe with iPod Touch, which is not too expensive, you can expand your whole environment, like using as a display and using as touch UI. So it's a very nice application also for iPod Touch. And we are starting with our Android application Gamescom, which is our Windows Phone by end of the year.
And then sell it will be free version of the paid version.
It is free to get going, I would say, to get started. All this for tabs you can see over here are for free. So you don't need to pay. If you want to have more than one custom tab, you need to buy additional custom tab, and one custom tab is 99 cents. Yeah, it's everybody should use it, but if you are an extensive user, then maybe you can spare 1 or 2 euros.
So it's not for BlackBerry?
Huh?
For BlackBerry?
For BlackBerry, we are not planning to do any interface for BlackBerry, but there's a reason. It's not because I don't like BlackBerries. I like BlackBerries a lot. It's about our target group, and our target group are mainly gamers. So if you look to gamers, it's more smart.
I don't use BlackBerries. But
Android will be Android phones. All Android phones basically from a certain Android version. So we are not supporting any Android 1.0 phones with the mini display. But whenever a telephone is capable, like Samsung or Nexus phone or the Galaxy S2, this will be supported. Even tablets we are going to support.
So is this the first application that RoCCat has built? More apps?
Yes, there's the first application we built.
So are you going to include product information or RoCCat products inside it? Perhaps even direct sales?
Yeah, this can be done, but we thought about something different. We thought about this, making products that integrate your smartphone into your gaming environment. So combining will be basically the key for us.
Which does it interface Wi-Fi or okay?
Wi-Fi. So the idea behind these kind of products is you want to have a place where you plug in your smartphone. There should be no reason on earth to plug it off. There are basically 2 reasons. One is typing. This keyboard will make it possible to type directly with the keyboard on your smartphone. So that means answering messages just clack, 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 clack. Browsing, clack, clack, clack. Very easy. Second one is telephone calls. So this keyboard will make it able to route all telephone incoming calls through the keyboard, through the gaming headset, directly into your gaming headset. Which means if you are playing a game and somebody calls you, you pick up with your gaming headset. So TeamSpeak and everything, Skype will be faded out. You have the call on your phone. And then you hang up basically after you had your phone, and then you get back into the action, into the gaming action. So this will be a perfect place. What you can see over here is like, this is a place where the numpad is. You plug off the numpad. So the numpad is basically a module. You plug in a new module, which is made for your phone, for the category of phone. So we have in the beginning, we'll have an iPhone kind of plug, and an Apple plug, and we have a micro USB, which fits to a certain size. So maybe the Samsung Galaxy Note is not the best phone to fit in, or the Galaxy Tab, but the S2, S3, or the HTC, the big HTC Desire things will be perfectly plugged into this kind of plug-in. Very important to know is the technology is within the port, in the cradle. Because if you buy yourself a new phone, you maybe want to just put in a new cradle and you don't want to change the keyboard. So the Bluetooth channels, for example, are in this, but also very important new technologies. So there's like NFC, NIFI communication coming up next year. You can have an NFC cradle for your phone that you don't need to buy a new keyboard, because this keyboard will be a mechanical keyboard. And this is basically the design of the mechanical is cool. So this one will be available in Q4 of this year. The whole new smart board, which we call Focal for phone board, will be available in Q1 next year.
So you integrate the phone in the keyboard, but you are planning to do a docking like that one that can connect by USB, for example, to the keyboard instead of. So if I want to use the numpad simultaneously with the phone.
If you want to use a numpad when the phone is plugged in, there is an application, a grid, which shows a numpad, so you can also use this as a numpad.
On the phone.
On the phone.
I see. Okay, interesting.
So we just use a numpad, a digital numpad. You can still plug this off and plug in the numpad. If you say, okay, I'll just plug my numpad and
You will not do a docking.
We do a docking, and this basically this smaller Puri over here.
Okay.
This will be a docking station, and the docking station will consist of this, which will be charging, access through USB for pictures, these kind of things, but also having USB plugs.
I see. So you can synchronize the phone.
Yes, yes, synchronize. And this will also be able to have like 3 different positions. So if you appreciate to have, if you want to lean back, watch a movie to the monitor, so you can put it on. That's basically what our guys said. We want to sometimes have it like this in front of the computer, as you see. This one here is optimized to be staying next to your keyboard. So the highest is basically the keyboard is optimized for this kind of touch areas you will see. So it's basically made for PC gaming to be a perfect holder for your smartphone to use power. Okay, so as I said, it will be completely free to get started. It will be available on iOS very soon. It will be coming for Android, for Windows Phone, and it's for free. So yeah. Okay, let's try it.